Okay, and here we go. My name's Austin. I'm here to cast this game, and we're currently watching Beastcoast versus Astralis on Cafe Dostoevsky. So, Beastcoast and Astralis, both teams that haven't been doing too great in the NAL. We have seen Astralis kind of make a bit of a comeback with their roster changes they went through recently, but beyond that, both teams have been kind of struggling in the past. So I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Nomad ban, a Thatcher ban. So there's that Thatcher ban. You're going to see Thatcher be banned, I feel like almost constantly. It's become such a mainstay inside of the scene. Something like a Nomad wouldn't surprise me here. Yeah, there it is. One of the main reasons you see a ban like Nomad pretty often is because of, especially on a map like this, there's just a ton of flank potential. So banning that Nomad out really allows for roamers to be able to sink their way into all sorts of places on the map and possibly get some runouts on those attackers. So we see a mirror ban here. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Valkyrie ban. There's that Valkyrie ban. That has been something that has really been rising in popularity as of the recent months, I would say. So everything you're seeing here, I would say, especially for Pro League, pretty common. And round one, we're starting with Beastcoast on defense and Astralis on attack. Wouldn't be surprised to see a sledge, possibly a buck. Interesting, we're seeing the castle come out from Beastcoast. I'm curious to see what they do with that, especially down on kitchen. One thing to note for sure here is that originally, that even with that 6-pick, they have not brought any wall defense on the defense. So, a Mew, a Bandit, a Kaid, none of those are being brought, even though the attack is almost certainly going to be bringing a Hard Breacher almost every round, and here you're going to see that Hibana come in. And on the fragging roll with DP, or at least I'm assuming that's what he's going to be up to on that Yana, that ARX has been skyrocketing in popularity. And you're going to see, when I think of a professional player using that Yana, like I've been thinking about Shaiko recently. He has been absolutely destroying with that ARX, running the holographic sight. A lot of people have been copying that setup, particularly people like Doki, and I don't know if we've seen Hyper on it, but it's been very popular. There you go. You see the ARX being brought on Yana. I wonder if they have that Gone 6 secondary. And also interesting to note, Iconic is actually running that LMG on Finka, opting to not bring the spear. So to get things started, Hibana using 4 of those Excaros pellets on the garage door, trying to get a line of sight towards VIP, but you're going to have a hard time getting rid of Anthony on that smoke, especially if they're using any Wamai magnets or ADSs from Jaeger. You have young Alec on Jaeger on a pretty extended roam upstairs on White Stairs. Not too surprising to see that. I can't tell if he has any backup up here though. He might just be a lone player. Looks like they have certainly droned him out, so they do know about his location. DP Fire coming in to see if he can clear him out. He's thankfully going to fall off pretty quick. I don't like his odds, especially being outnumbered with a Lion and a Finka in play, and he just walks right into Retro's line of sight and is taken out easily. I guess he didn't know about the garage door being open. That was a pretty careless play, and you lost your main roamer relatively fast. You still have a minute and a half to go on this round, so you're gonna have to really be banking on the fact that Anthony on the smoke can waste a lot of time, and that your teammates aren't going to be giving any free picks to this vertical play that you're going to start seeing come out from J9 and I guess Hibana as well. I don't know if she brought she brought flashbang, so no breach charges on her. So yeah, we have a minute left on the clock here. You're seeing J9 really starting to open up with that hammer. No nitro cells on the side of Beastcoast, so you're not going to really have to worry about any vertical kills coming in on your attacking side. Anthony using one of those smoke canisters. Looks like they are They used a Gon 6, I believe, to get rid of the shield. Anthony getting flashed out pretty early here. Jay trying to give him some backup, but is taken out by the Finka. Fozo does get a trade, though, and then Retro gets another trade on the Lion, and to Anthony and Astralis take the round with, honestly, relative ease. You can see Shuttle with the sunglasses there. I don't know why he wears sunglasses, but no judgment. That round is a little bit of a head scratcher from the side of Beastcoast. It felt like what they wanted to do was, extend off the site and really hold off Astralis from being able to just go in and, choke out the players that are going to be playing around there. You think of the Jaeger that was on the 3rd floor on White Stairs, or even the Smoke that was just in VIP right there. They were both taken out with relative ease, and the only trade that came in was on was it the Finka? I can't remember. But yeah, that not too great of a round from Beast Coast there. So you're going to be hoping that you see something a little bit more impressive from them coming out this round. They have opted to go upstairs instead of down to the kitchen, so maybe they're a bit more comfortable here, and that kitchen site is just not going to be their friend today. Once again, bringing the Goyo, using one shield inside of Freezer and the other inside of Bathroom. I'm curious to see if they're going to be using that Aruni to help hold Bathroom, and I think it was Bolo and TSM that were doing that firstly, and really started bringing it into play, where you have the gates and the shield and everything on Pixel and Bathroom, and you just pretty much play to die right there. Waste as much time as you can, but it's not looking like they're going for a setup like that. So I'm curious to see how long they try to stay here on Pixel. I think it's Young on that Aruni, or Young Alec on that Aruni, playing Pixel spot. The attack, going for some repels up. Iconic kills Jay almost immediately. That's your Smoke gone. I don't know what he was doing. And with that Finka being able to boost, there's health back for all of your teammates. That was a huge loss really early. Okay, Young Alec is just walking right into the sights of Retro. That's about 3 free kills for Retro in this game so far. Though Sippin does trade him out, thankfully. So Beast Ghost, nothing is too far gone at this point, but that is really a horrible start for them. Losing your Smoke that early, and Young Alec, on that Roni that people have been preferring to use recently, that is also a pretty sad loss as well. Though you do still have the Maestro with that all the way up, so you got Sippin on that Jaeger playing in the Bathroom Pixel spot. They are doing the Aruni setup I was talking about. And then you have Anthony on that Goyo downstairs with a Nitro Cell. So maybe Beast Coast can still hold on to this. The only problem with what's happening right now for me is that they just don't seem to be in the game yet. They are not really seeming to have all the intel that they need, and they're losing out on a lot of early engagements, leaving them, at a disadvantage late into the round, and you never want to see that. Looks like Habana is opening that Bathroom spot next to Pixel. They're going to be trying to push that Jaeger back out pretty soon here, and we'll see if he decides to stay and fight for his life, or fall back and maybe waste some more time elsewhere. Lots of drones coming in for Fozo. Wouldn't be surprised to see a nade or two fly into his direction pretty soon here. Looks like one did. There is one landing from J9. Anthony swings on Iconic and takes him out with ease. Sippin actually gets another kill onto DP Fire, bringing this to an even 2-2 man count. Though we do have the Habana in sight, she does seem to be aware of the location of both these players. Does not actually land that shot onto Sippin. J9 trying to give him cover. He's actually going for the peek. I don't understand why he would do that, leaving J9 in a clutch, a 1v2. 5 seconds left, and he's easily taken out by Sippin. You really have to question that play from the Habana right there. I don't exactly know what the plan was. She could have gotten that plant down, but not only did she decide to peek, she peeked with the Bearing 9 as well. Not exactly a weapon known for its lethality. So now with a 1-1 round count, not only have Beast Coast put up a pretty questionable round, Astralis have as well. There in the background, you can see Mark the Shark, or known as Mark, ex-pro, now onto that coaching role. And I think easily is Astralis' coach, also an ex-player for Rogue when they were a US team and for Sonics. Okay, round 3, we finally have the defense going to the Reading Broom site, which I was hoping to see earlier. It's a pretty interesting site, the way it's played out and the way the meta has sort of shifted with the utility and gadgets that have been brought recently into the game when you include operators like Aruni. So I am excited to see this. Strange to me that they put both reinforcements on that fireplace wall going towards a mining and train. I'm curious to know if they are going to be extending over that direction in any way, or if they're just going to be doing a vertical hold with that hatch being opened up. Evil Eye watching down White Hall on 3rd floor, and another play inside of bathroom. No Rooney this time, so they won't be able to hold it as well, likely, as they were the first time. 2.5 minutes on the clock now. Round barely starting for the attackers. Going up to the roof, likely going to be gathering a lot of info for the next 30 seconds or so. Hopefully going to either get a pick or make an entry pretty soon. You don't want to waste too much time, and as we see right now, actually, the Yana, I don't know if that's the clone or not. It is in fact the clone. So gathering intel with that Gemini, an incredibly useful tool. It's no wonder you see Yana played so much, when not only does she have that ARX that a lot of people have been using recently, she also has 2 drones, she has the Gemini, she has frag grenades, and you can use the Gaunt 6. Honestly, she is one of the best picks probably on attack right now, especially with the way pro Rainbow Six Siege play currently is shifting. It looks like you're going to see the Yana take out that Pixel Shield right now. I don't have any audio confirmation for that, so I'm not sure. Jay using those yokais up on the 3rd floor. Looks like he has 1 roaming and 1 sitting still. Sippin knowing that there's a drone back on that vase spot. Waiting for it to possibly peek out to get rid of it. Iconic still, I think he's on the floor there, and you see the sledge of J9 on that rappel. And the Habana and the Yana actually moving into Cigar. They are inside of bar right now, and looks like Sippin is ready to take this fight, but he's going to start getting pinched from multiple angles. Tries to play the shield for his life, but dies very fast alongside his friend Young Alec, though Fozo does get a trade onto DP, though he's sitting in a pretty open spot and is taken out easily by Iconic. Anthony does get another trade, but that's Shuttle with another kill on the Beastcoast, leaving Jay on that Echo in a 1v3 clutch. Echo not being quite as good as he used to be now that the yokais are completely visible. I doubt we're going to be able to see Jay pull this one off, but stranger things have happened. I like that setup spot right there with that yokai just hiding it under the chair for now. See if he can possibly use it later. Though, with the way this site is set up, he is really exposed to many angles here. And it looks like he did get caught by that line charge. He is going to use 1 yokai and stun out the plant, though Iconic is going to be able to easily take out that Echo just seconds later. So, a decent try from Jay. Maybe if he had a bit more patience and used both of those yokais, you would have seen more success there, but that's the round done and dusted, and yet another for the side of Astralis. Iconic, obviously, getting a little pumped up here, and I can't blame him. For a team like Astralis coming up against Beastcoast, you definitely want to win this game, and, no offense to the team of Beastcoast, but they're probably the bottom of the board right now inside of the NAL, so you're really wanting to beat them when you come against them and collect those 3 points if you can. 2 at least, 3 is the goal. So we're going to see Beastcoast come back down to the kitchen site. No castle this time. They did bring the Echo again and a wall defense, the Mute. No Kaid. So I'm interested to see the way that they play this. You got a few players upstairs doing some setup. and the drones of the attackers also doing a little bit of their own setup. Looks like they are going to try to hold Bathroom and Pixel. I don't know exactly who they're going to have on that job. I would assume Sippin, though it could be Anthony. And honestly, you could have young Alec up there if he uses all of his jammers and sets them all down pretty early. Also, there is a Kaid. I don't know why I didn't notice that. I apologize. Anthony shooting out the glass on those windows, trying to get any early audio he can. Sippin actually sitting up here as well. Possibly going to play red, maybe look for any kills through that red hatch drop. Retro droning in right next to site. J9 using that sledgehammer to open both of the rooftop hatches. And that Gemini clone going to be coming in to capture some intel, if at all possible, pretty soon as well. With the mute jammers, I don't exactly know how easy that'll be. And young Alec and, I believe, Anthony both watching this doorway. This could be either really great for the team or a tremendous mistake. And it all depends on those kills. Massive damage done to DP Fire early by young Alec with that SMG-11 in that close range. The Lion Charge coming out, though he is on a mute jammer, and he is caught by a nade from J9 inside of Cigar Closet. That is really unfortunate, and you don't want to be losing those early engagements that fast, especially when you're on the defense. Only giving attackers that much more flexibility throughout the round. Anthony is actually going to fall through the hatch, so he's not going to be contesting that third floor directly anymore. He may try to contest from the second floor and play a little bit of a vertical game, but it's hard to tell at this moment. DP Fire, again, on tremendously low health. He's going to be having a really hard time winning any engagements he decides to come in anytime soon. Though with that Finka in play, you will likely see him get healed up if he can stay alive for most of the round. You want to get the most out of that Finka as you can. You don't want to waste one boost on one person. Anthony and Sippin still pretty close by. It looks like Anthony playing inside of Train, or no? I think he's actually down inside. Sorry, it's hard to tell. Screen's a little small. Using those default cams to gather as much intel as they can, though they are not going to be able to get too much. J9's starting to do work inside a fireplace with that sledgehammer. You're probably going to see him moving to trains as well, start opening up that floor. Try to get any picks vertically that they can to make their actual site take that much easier. DP Fire spotting out that yokai inside of the bar. Sippin actually watching the front door with that line charge. You might see a push into main right now. He does take the shots. He actually misses, and then Retro actually gets a pick onto Fozo. Sippin getting flashed out, nades thrown at him. They are going to push into Coat, but actually is going to lose that fight to Sippin questioningly. Sippin, though, on very low HP, trying to... Oh my goodness, you actually have... you have a TK coming in from Shuttle onto DP trying to catch that yokai. So that's really unfortunate. You do see the yokai actually stop the defuse and Beastcoast take the round. Wow. There's so much to unpack there. That was there was a good start. There was a good start from Astralis on that round. Even though DP Fire did lose a lot of health, he was, in a way traded out by that nade from J9 killing the mutant side of Cigar Closet, but after that, Astralis really started to seem to be scared to take more map control until just about the very end there. So you didn't see them get any picks, you didn't see them do anything really substantial for quite a long time there, and then by the time that they did, as I said, push in to do that side take, there was a sloppy fight with Sippin inside of a Coat, and even though you did see Astralis come out with a man advantage, they had to plant with almost no time left and an Echo in play. And if you're not careful with those yokais, and if you miss one, stuff like that is going to happen. So, even though Astralis were in and were getting the plant down, they just took way too long. They didn't clear enough of the map, and then they just didn't move, they didn't move fast enough. So unfortunately, they're actually going to lose out on that round. I'm sure that was a heartbreaker and probably a bit of a mental breaker for them. Alrighty, so here we are in round 5, even round count, and even though both teams do have 2 rounds right now, it almost feels, instead of the teams relying on, doing everything right to get these round wins, it feels like they are waiting for the other team to do something wrong. And you might say that that's kind of a redundant statement, but I hope you understand what I mean when I say that. There are strange and eyebrow-raising mistakes that are happening by both of these teams that you wouldn't expect veteran players to make. There needs to be more of an intel game played by both of these teams, in my opinion. And when you're bringing both a Yana and a Lion, not knowing everything about the floor and the site that you're trying to take can only be blamed on you. So I'm hoping to see Astralis use their intel at least a little bit better here. The defense, they have an inherent advantage, and now that you're bringing an operator like the Pulse that Jay is bringing, that's only going to give you a little bit more intel. So I hope that he puts it to great use. Seems that he knows about Iconic outside of White. Though I'm curious to see if he's just going to stay there and watch him or switch over to the west side and see what intel he can get over there as well. The Yana and the Hibana inside of the building, you're already starting to see that clock slowly bleed out. The Lion using a Lion charge. Hopefully they used that utility to take more map control or gather more intel, but I'm not quite sure. I'm sure they know about young Alec on the white stairs here. Well, if they didn't before, they know now. I thought that was the actual Yana for a second. I was about to start ripping my hair out. The smoke really giving young Alec on the Jaeger here a lot of utility and a lot of time. Hopefully you're going to see that work out for him. Fozo dies off of this little engagement. So that's your Kaid gone. You're going to see Anthony on the smoke actually be going for picks. Nade does land on the Jaeger. Anthony gets a double kill with the shotgun on White Hall. So you're going to see a 3v2 now. Astralis at the disadvantage with 40 seconds left. That was, if I can say, that was pretty sloppy by the side of Astralis, but they can still bring this back and hopefully redeem themselves a bit. Iconic gets a pick onto Jay. That's the Pulse gone and possibly a Nitrocell, unless he had already used it. I hadn't noticed yet. Your last two players, Sippin and Anthony, are going to be on site. Iconic is pushing in though, and with that LMG, he does not have to worry about his ammo count. He can honestly just hold and spray and kill everyone he needs to. Iconic with a triple kill. Again, no intel. Retro just drops into Laundry, gets killed by the smoke on the drop, and then Iconic peeks him even though he has a shotgun and also dies. That was an abysmal round from Astralis. That was sloppy, slow, and again, like I was pointing out earlier, where is the intel? Where are your drones? Where is the Lion and the Yana coming into play here? Because they keep doing things just like that you saw in the replay. They go into a spot where they don't know what they're looking for. They don't know if anyone's in there. They don't know where the players of Beastcoast are at. And they just lose those gunfights. And then you're down on the man count. You really have to use that intel more. You have to be faster. You need to use your drones. You need to use your utility that you have on the Yana and the Lion. And you can't be peeking things like that either. Two people, actually three people went for a peek on that smoke with a shotgun up close in that round on the attack. And at some point you have to ask what's going on here. But hopefully the side of Astralis can pull it together a little bit and bring themselves out of this kind of rut they're in the game right now. And here we are in round 6. Beastcoast going back upstairs. Aruni starting to do that same setup inside of the Pixel bathroom spot. Trying to hold onto piano as long as they can. Looks like they also have a shield there. Probably smokes, not a Goyo shield. Looks like they have a Goyo shield inside a freezer. I don't know if they have one in bathroom. It's hard to tell. An ADS being eaten up already. They are using that white hall window angle to perfection. That's the Goyo shield inside of bathroom gone already, and you already pushed the player inside of there out. So pretty soon here, you could honestly get some piano control and start choking into white and cigar closet. You do have to worry about Anthony below, but I would hope that they have drones in multiple places downstairs. If not, then that could spell a whole lot of trouble for the attack. Runegate here just stopping DP fire in his tracks a little bit. Nade being used to take care of that Goyo shield inside of Pixel, and your Habana starting to open the red stairs wall. You do still have Anthony downstairs, and they haven't brought anybody down to clear him out yet. So I am a little worried that they don't actually know about him downstairs. Yanaclone used to clear out that Aruni gate. So using your utility, maybe not in the wisest of ways, but that is the gate down, and that is an important step. J9 still sitting on the hatch with the sledge, looking for any free picks if Beastcoast happen to overextend a little bit. Sippin may be thinking about going on a run out, but there is nobody rappelling on that east side of the building. 2 players still on the roof with 1 minute to go. I'm hoping that Astralis really start getting some things done, namely that Habana opening up some more opportunity for the players of Astralis to start doing a side take. Looks like they're trying to nade out the freezer player, which it's hard to tell. I think it's the Aruni though. Not quite successful so far. And though BC is down in health, there is only 35 seconds left. 2 of the smoke canisters being used right there. Not sure what the right one up in the northeastern heaven section was used for, though the other one did make sense. Young Alec is taken out. Sippin gets a trade, though, onto Retro. So that's your Lion gone. J9 almost killed. Sippin with another kill. DP Fire does take out Fozo. Suddenly, the scoreboard is lighting up orange, and Beastcoast are just out of the match. With the amount of time that they were using and the amount of time they had left, I was really hoping that they would be able to execute the site like that. So it is refreshing to see something, a site take happen like that. Though they were, a little choked for time, it's not uncommon to see takes happen with that much time left. Though the difference between that and the other rounds is that it was successful. They used their intel, they knew what they were walking into, and they won their gunfights. So good to see from Astralis. So that is the halfway mark in our game. You're going to see Beastcoast go on to attack now, and Astralis go on to defense. And it is all tied up, 3-3. I would not be surprised to see this be a 9-rounder. Both of these teams seem very, very matched in their skill level here. Neither team really doing anything better than the other. So we'll see where that ends up. A lot of top floor presence at the moment. I'm curious to see how many players they actually have set up here on this reading defense. A site, that I'll say again, I'd love to see this reading site and the way that these professional teams play it. So, yeah, let's see what they have in store for us. Shield being set up on Pixel. The piano room hatch is opened, and you can see those horizontal holes being made between the sites on reading and fireplace. You do have one player all the way downstairs. I think it was Retro on that mute. I couldn't tell exactly, but it looks like there is intel on him. He seems to have fallen off, though, so I'm not quite sure what he was doing down there, but that is a tiny bit of time wasted for Beastcoast. You're going to see that alibi, just as it was used on those windows to catch any intel and possibly net you a free kill. When those attackers are shooting through those barricades, trying to get rid of those windows and open new angles, they're going to hit the prismas without knowing that a prisma is there. And then before they know it, they're being pinged 5 times, and the defense has, a possible chance to get a run out or a cheeky peek on them. Looks like DP Fire on this Mozzie is playing for his life inside a bathroom. He is pinched between piano and that white hallway window. J9 going to take out that Gemini clone. If they didn't know he was there before, they do know now, hopefully. Young Alec on that Yana making an entry. I think that's the G36 with a red dot. No, that is an unusual setup, but don't knock it till you try it, I guess. J9 going to probably wisely drop out of that engagement with the Yana. Still 2 grenades left in her pocket as well, so you still have a lot of potential good to get out of her. Those Jaeger ADS is going to be stopping them from initially being able to take out both of these Goyo shields, though I'm sure they will clear those with ease, just as you saw. Looks like the shield was just taken out, though J9 and his friend there going to be able to drop out, and you actually see Iconic take out Anthony with a really nice nitro cell. Sippin taken down to really low HP as well, so far a really great time waste from Astralis. DP Fire going to take out Fozo on white stairs. A confusing sort of rush down the stairs there with no intel yet again, though Young does actually just drop the closet and go into sight, though it is a 1v4 and Astralis just cleans up Beastcoast on a strange round where they didn't seem like they could return a single bullet of damage. So congrats to Astralis right there. That was a really great round. They kept falling back. There were many layers to that defense, vertically and horizontally. You know, they started on that top floor, were playing towards bathroom, started falling back down White Hall and into Cocktail, using both those shields to waste more time and utility. Flashbangs were used, lifelines were used, and then eventually, you know, I'm sure grenades or Gon 6 was used. So that's just more and more and more taken out of the attack as time goes on, eventually landing them, you know, in a side take with no info, no utility, and just having to take heads-up gunfights. And, you know, against defense who have an inherent advantage, you're just going to lose that. Okay, here we are in round 8. Defense looking like they were going to kitchen. Yes, they were going to kitchen. Seeing that Maestro brought the Ella being brought on Iconic, who is currently dropping 12 kills, having the game of his life. The Kaid being brought as well, that's no surprise. And then you got the Mute and the Vigil being brought as well. Likely going to see that Vigil try to waste as much time as possible. Maybe get some backup from the Ella of Iconic. And then on the attack, a similar, not exactly the same lineup being brought, that Twitch being the difference maker. Hopefully you're going to see those Twitch drones be used to, you know, great effect. A bit of a waste there, in my opinion, from the Gemini of Young Alec right there. They did get, you know, they do have intel that somebody is playing inside of Coat now, but as you see here with this drone, they could have just gotten it with the drone and saved themselves the Gemini for a better use. Looks like they are going to push into small, though, and if Retro on this Maestro does know about this, he could either make or break this round. Though you are going to see not Iconic, the Kaid just play for his life inside of Coat here. They are going to use a lot of utility on him, but they're not going to push him. They're just scared to get into that engagement. Iconic takes out Sippin, and then DP Fire takes out Young Alec. You have to question what the attack was doing right there. They seemed a little confused and scared to honestly push what their utility had already taught them. Anthony on that Twitch drone going to be coming in, likely taking out that Kaid Electroclaw on that bakery wall. Fozo coming in to get that kill. Finally, that's what they should have done in the first place, though at least the job is done now. Fozo does take a lot of damage, but this is still doable for the side of Beastcoast. They just have a pretty steep battle in front of them. Iconic watching this vertical angle. I have big doubts that the attack of Beastcoast knows about this. It's a little bit cheeky. Fozo looking for any picks. You can just see how starved they are for any information here. They have an idea that there are players upstairs. I don't think they know how many or what it is that they're watching. You're going to probably see them push bottlenecks and, like the last 30 seconds and just be giving Astralis very free kills as long as they can maintain, their stature here. Jay trying to push into sight. Looks like they didn't know they couldn't actually vault over that wall, and just like I said, there you go. Astralis just claims up Beastcoast super easily, and you see them taken out of the equation in that round with ease. Astralis just kind of, having fun with Beastcoast right now, just kind of toying with them. You can see on the faces, and there's that tactical timeout. You can see the faces of Beastcoast right now, not looking too excited about their prospects at the moment. Though Fozo always seeming to be that sort of light when it comes to morale, at least in the desk cams. I mean, hopefully what Mark is relaying to these players is to stop playing scared, use your utility wisely, and follow up with it wisely. Use your intel. There are many things that Beastcoast are very capable of doing that they're just not doing. And taking out that Kaid inside of Ko was a great example of that. They used a lifeline. I think they used 2 flash nades, possibly a grenade. And then they were just too scared to follow up with that Yana. And I can't remember who the other player was or other character. But both of them died. They did not get a pick out of it. They lost 2 people and then were down on the man count with time, falling to the side. It was just doomed. And so what I'm hoping to see from Beastcoast here is a bit more ferocity. Use your intel more. Win your gunfights, and not to be too afraid of Astralis or Iconic, honestly. So Astralis, here we are inside of round, what is this, 9? Sorry, I'm not good at math. Round 9 in the top floor, a bar and cocktail defense. Nothing too strange, actually, nothing strange at all about the lineup on the side of Astralis on this defense. The lineup on Beastcoast side looking very similar as it always has. One of the things, though, that catches my eye when I look at the side of Beastcoast on the scoreboard right now is Jay and Young Alec. It's strange to see somebody who is not having a good game, and it happens to everybody, who's not having a good game, and you have them on a roll such as Yana. And, she can be used as intel, she can be used to get rid of utility, but you see her often on a fragging role as well. And it is just curious to see a player like that on that role at the moment. Anthony down below, is he going for an early nitrocell toss? Or, sorry, that is Iconic, not Anthony. No nitrocell toss. I think he did end up throwing it at the second hatch, but he just loses nitrocell, doesn't do any damage. You kind of have to question what the plan and idea was there, but it is what it is. Beastcoast now looking to figure out what it is that Astralis have brought to them this round. Thought you might see the Zofia take out that shield through the white window, but it looks like they are saving those lifelines for something else. Maybe a Goyo shield used on Pixel. Yes, it was. It was taken out by the attack, so far so good with their utility. Nothing has been wasted as far as I can tell. With a minute and 40 left on the clock, as long as they can push in and maintain the sort of pressure that they have at the moment, that'll set them up for a pretty strong round, and hopefully a win finally on their attack. Young Alec on that Yana, pushing in with that G36 red dot, and I gotta say, again, weird. That is really unusual. Especially when it has a 2.0 sight, I think, on Yana. It's a great gun. J9 looking for some early picks and aggression as well. Has used both of his impact nades, but the Wamai is not somebody you want to lose early, so hopefully he does not lose his life. He actually gets a wonderful kill onto Jay, and you're just going to see his KD drop further and further. Though it was a great pick. You're going to see the Jaeger start to fall off of that bathroom pixel spot. J90 still sitting right here inside of Freezer, doing a tiny bit of damage to that Yana. Nothing too substantial though. Fragnade tried to go into Freezer to take out J9 on that Wamai, though they don't seem to know about the magnets that are placed there. Smoke canisters doing plenty of work, especially in the dying moments of this round. J9 goes for a swing, takes out one, cannot take out the second, and the attack have now pushed into Freezer. Fozo on that line, getting that plant down right now. He is taken out, though, by Shuttle, and suddenly Astralis just take out Beastcoast once again. And, you know, those 5 seconds of engagement that Beastcoast gives them. Confidence, happiness, you know, there are lots of things you can see on the faces of Astralis right now that you are not going to be seeing on the side of Beastcoast. Though that round did seem better at the start, they just seemed to walk into a trap and lose all their lives to Astralis really, really quickly. So that's yet another round going to Astralis, and they are now on match point, either guaranteeing us overtime or a victory for Astralis. The Zofia being traded out for a Jackal. That's pretty interesting. I'm curious to see what Sippin is going to be doing on that. And the team of Astralis going back to reading Fireplace. Okay, round 10. Likely going to see a pretty normal setup here in the reading site. I wouldn't expect them to change anything up from what they did before, as you know, I believe it was a pretty successful round. And what operators do we have? We have an Alibi and a Melusi. I don't believe those two have been brought a whole lot on the side of Astralis this game. And on the attacking side, the only difference I see being that Jackal that Sippin is bringing. 3 seconds left to go for the prep phase, and the official round has started, and the attackers are let out the gate. Let's hope we can see them figure this out. They are struggling really hard right now, and Beastcoast could really go for some points here, just as Astralis could. One player hiding down here in code. Do they seem to know about him? It's the Melusi of Iconic. He is actually going to push up red stairs and go into trains. So he is right next to the site. Nothing too far. Nothing coming out from the defense, you know, that I would really consider a roam here. J9 playing on that third floor, not too far away, does take out a Gemini. So this is a good start for Astralis yet again. Jay using his drone to catch any early intel that he can. Young Alec has dropped in on that Yano using the ARX now. So we will see a different setup be brought and maybe more lethality. J9 dies to Sippin. He seems to be pretty confident that nobody was there and is just caught without returning a single bullet of damage. So finally, Beastcoast starting out on the upper hand here. That was good to see. Young Alec taking a tiny bit of damage, nothing substantial. And the sledge of Anthony pushing with his teammates here, getting some horizontal control and trying to start to choke this site, though they do still have 2 players upstairs, and it's going to be really important that they can, you know, take care of them. Fozo up here seeming to be the person to do it at the moment. Plenty of utility still on the side of the attackers. 2 nades, 2 smoke nades, another nade on Anthony, and I was just about to say the line charges on Fozo, but he is immediately taken out by the Alibi. That is some important utility that you've lost suddenly, but young Alec does actually get a pick, and so does Sippin. So not only is this a good start for the attack, it's only gotten better. Jay finally starting to get this plant down. Retro, though, comes in and actually swipes that defuse right away from Jay, only making his KD even worse now. He's 0-9. Retro is going to be sitting out here on pillar, though he is tracked and they do know about his location. DP Fire going to open up a vertical angle here to try and stop this diffuse. Retro moving into sight, tries to take a long engagement with the SMG-11, just not the gun for it. DP Fire does take out Sippin actually with the pistol there, though he does miss a lot of shots, does drop in a laundry hatch, and it's likely that the attack knows about this. Rotates into sight, looking for any picks that he can find. Following up on that corner angle, see if he's going to be able to find that player. Does lots of damage, and he actually loses out on the gunfight. And you know why he did. He's using that Roni. That Roni, the magazine, though it's a great gun, does not have a lot of bullets. And if you're not going to be able to land all your shots, you're going to run into a situation like that, where even though that Yana was just on 1 HP, was not able to finish the job. Finally, we see a good attacking round come out from Beastcoast, and their prospects look just ever so slightly better. Kitchen coming out from the defense. You're going to see that Kaid actually get 6-picked into a Wamai, though you still have that Mew for the wall defense. The attack bringing a replica of the last lineup from last round, and let's see what it is that Astralis have to say about Beastcoast finally getting one for themselves. Drones coming in from Beastcoast. Getting real slight intel, nothing particularly damning for the defense. Hopefully they are using them to their best advantages they can get. You don't want to lose out on any of those drones early, or at all, honestly. Though you are going to see their jobs made a little bit more difficult with J9 playing that mute and putting some of those jammers upstairs to try and stop that info from both the Yana and all the drones, and possibly even from Sippin. That Jackal scanner does get muted if you are within its range, and makes it really difficult to see. Though I doubt we're going to see that be very relevant. Though Iconic had an incredible start with 12 kills, he's only picked up 2 more, and I don't know how many rounds it has been now, so it's tough to see him starting to struggle on the second half, though hopefully he can keep it together and, you know, gather a few more for his team, because it seems it's one of the driving factors for this Astralis side right now. A lot of vertical work, nothing too different than what you would normally see with those 2 hatches being played. Young Alec on the skylight. Hopefully they know about this mute with the shotgun right here. Any gunfight you're going to take at that close range is going to end just like that. Young Alec gets taken out by a beautiful swing and shot by J9. And it just goes to show you how good that SAS kit is. Iconic takes out Anthony. That's 2 of your attackers gone within the first minute of this round, really. And suddenly, you're at a 3v5 disadvantage on an attacking round. You at least still have your hard breacher, and you do have good intel possibility with Fozo on that Lion, but what an abysmal start. And it's only going to get worse as Anthony takes out Jay. This is tough to watch, honestly, from Beastcoast. It's tough to see them struggle this hard. And this is looking like it's going to probably be the end of the match for them. Sippin does get a kill, but then is immediately traded out by Retro on that Maestro, leaving Fozo in a 1v4, and he is taken out by DP on that vertical angle. GG's in the chat, and Astralis have just cleaned up Beastcoast. Tough game from BC, though Astralis and Beastcoast both, are on the low end of the NAL. You can tell which team here is a bit more dominant between the two. And I believe I saw they were placed 7th and 9th before this. That's going to give Astralis 3 points and shift the leaderboards a bit for the NAL. Though, with the way the scheduling works, it can be difficult to say, who really belongs where. And when you see a team lower on the board take out a team higher on the board like that, kind of makes you question exactly, who is the best and who is the worst in your league. But a good game all around, nonetheless.